I could do this all day.
All right, I've run out of patience. On to roost!
Hey everyone.
So phase 2 has finally come to a close and phase 3 is here. It's crazy to me how Ant-Man was the last movie in phase 2. Don't say nothing, Jonathan.
Excuse me?
I swear to God.
Excuse me,
Don't say
phase 2.
nothing. Don't say.
We've been on phase 3 for like 3 movies now. I
Yeah,
think
you're wrong.
a bit
You're wrong.
confused.
Ant-Man was the last movie in phase 2, and wow, what a finale. But we get into
Nah.
Civil War, and
Age of Ultron was the last movie of phase 2. Wow, what a finale.
yeah, keep thinking that. Yeah, keep thinking that. Let's go. Keep thinking that. But all in all, I enjoyed Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
Me too.
Now, I don't know if I changed my opinion on it, though. S tier.
Well, we'll see at the end. But
Yep.
God, which week is this?
This is... God, how many movies have we done?
This is
Because
week
Guardians...
Ant-Man
Guardians
was our
was
12.
10.
Ant-Man was our 12. So we're on episode 13, I believe.
Yep. So, welcome back to the regular podcast. It's Anything But. We return with the MCU Rewatch, episode 13, Captain America Civil War. Okay.
Alright, so
Yeah, I
one
think...
thing I'm going to touch on, you said you liked it because this movie's colorful?
This is no. I'm not saying the colorful in the characters. I'm talking about like the lighting effects. Like the certain whenever Wanda uses her powers. I love the lighting, the way it appears on screen with Disney Plus's HDR effects. It looks really nice. It looks just like it looks in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, in the theaters, it's kind of pretty dark, but I guess I could say, I
Yeah, I got
could
it
see
dark
what
in
you're
my room.
saying.
I got all the
But-
lights off, just my monitor and my iPad.
But I think Civil War, I mean, I'm not holding it up to this high pedestal as you, because in terms of color, in my opinion, I don't think it's that colorful, because some of the stuff is very dull. It has really bad coloring in this movie. But, toss that aside, and you just got a perfectly good movie right here, a perfectly good sequel to Winter Soldier and Age of Ultron. And it just expands the characters in new ways because of the fact that nobody's really the antagonist except for, the villain. But really, he's not really a villain.
But I don't think
I
this
did-
movie is perfect. I think this movie is good, but there's a lot of flaws just for the sake of getting that Civil War moments. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
coincidences in this. There's a lot of, character motivations that really don't make sense, and we'll get to that in a second
Yeah.
with characters.
And kind of get
will
undercut
admit,
inside of other movies. But keep on going, Davis.
Previously, I didn't believe that having Bucky be a major plot point in this movie would be good, but
Mhm.
I retract that statement now. I think that having Bucky in here, I feel like Winter Soldier was just kind of pushed aside, it's Winter Soldier, but look, it's Civil War. It's Civil War. It's the same thing, but it's better. That's the one thing I didn't really like about it, but I think the fact that it fits so well is why I like it so much.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think one of the things that I like another thing that I like about the movie is the fact that, yeah, it's not as so much as Winter Soldier is in this movie, it's Bucky. The entire story revolves around Bucky. Steve wants to get Bucky away from all of this because he knows Bucky didn't do it, but Tony wants to bring Bucky in because, he thinks that he's done it or something
I
like
feel
that. Or
Winter Soldier
same
shouldn't have been
time-
named Winter Soldier. It should have had something to do with Hydra in the name. I wouldn't have said Winter Soldier, but
But
it worked, so it is what it is.
But that was the comments. That was the comics, though. But I haven't changed my opinion. I still think that this movie is worse than Winter Soldier. It's nothing spectacular as Winter Soldier. It's nothing memorable as Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I get it. The Avengers have disbanded, but I wouldn't find this movie rewatchable because it just has too many
Well,
emotions in
Sterling,
it.
I think that this movie is like what started like the newer style of Marvel movies, like what we've been getting more recently, with
Mhm.
Infinity War, Endgame, like how these movies like they're shot more seriously, they're
Yeah,
actually
with the
trying,
darker tone.
yeah, a lot of these movies have like darker, more sinister tones, and I kind of like how the MCU branched away from that because I think I
Mhm.
like these movies better when they're at like their more serious tone. And
Hmm.
Civil War does start that tone, but I still think this movie is like pretty flawed. After
Yeah.
rewatching it again, I think its rating on what I was gonna put it at has gone lower because there is a lot of stuff to critique in this movie,
Hmm.
and I think
Um,
starting
I th- I think my rating has stayed the same though. I
no,
think my rating
I
has stayed
think
the same.
my first critique is with these characters and their motivations. Like these
Mm.
characters in this movie, they're good, but one thing that bugs me is Iron Man's motivation to sign the Accords.
Hey! Whoa!
Hmm,
No,
it
that's
does not make sense to me. I do not get the whole idea and the notion that all of a sudden the world wants to start policing the Avengers because they aren't saving literally 100% of 100% of people.
well, actually, they've, you know, yeah, they dropped the building on people, but I think the whole Sokovia Accord thing came up from the fact that Wanda is from Sokovia and she killed a bunch of people in Lagos.
But the thing,
That's why.
yeah, but the government, I don't think the governments of the world have no right to get mad, have any right to get mad at the Avengers. Because think, what are the events that they criticized them for? They criticized them for New York, Washington, Sokovia, and Lagos, right? Those four.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
think Avengers 1. That was out of their control because Avengers 1 happened because some dude from Thor came down and started invading the planet. That was not the
Wait, didn't
Avengers'
the
fault.
government wait? And didn't the government try to nuke New York City?
Yeah, the government tried to nuke New York. That was their first thought. And then what happened in Washington? That was the government's fault. Because
Yeah,
they're the
and
ones that got
then
infiltrated by Hydra and wanted to build helicarriers to police the world. Then Sokovia, okay, yeah, that one's on them. Sokovia's on
yeah.
the Avengers, they'll give me that. But that entire final third was trying to evacuate as many people as they can.
Hmm.
And then Lagos,
Yeah, even Cap stated that he would stay on the rock if it meant one person
yes.
stayed
I
on the
think
rock too.
Lagos, yes, people would have died no matter what. Because it was a bomb. Would you rather have the bomb blow up like however many people it would have killed in that market or the gas? But yeah, the
Mhm.
Avengers, it's impossible for them to save 100% of people. And even Ross said himself, the world owes them an unpayable debt. He should have just stopped right there. Like I think this whole
I mean,
Sokovia Accord thing
I
comes
think
out of
it's
nowhere.
also kind of showing it's not just saying, haha, the Avengers are wrong. They didn't save everyone, so they're bad. I think it's trying to show another light that the government is also not as correct as they want to seem. So it creates more than one plot point instead of just kind of shifting the blame on the Avengers. It just shows that they have flaws as well.
And like the people are afraid. When you see Hulk jumping across buildings, and then like in the security footage, it was this guy, a handheld camera. You
Hmm.
see Hulk jumping like over his head, and the debris just falls on his camera.
Yeah,
Like people are afraid of the destruction that the Avengers are causing.
but think,
So of course they're gonna want some regulations on the Avengers, and that's why I sided with Iron
think
Man, because of
even
the
with
fact that yes, a lot of
so all
people
right,
did
so
die.
let's
A lot
let's
of
take a
people.
look at the proposed notion of the Sokovia Accords. So the
Hmm.
Sokovia Accords states that the Avengers will become a government-owned agency that can only operate whenever the UN decides them.
Hmm.
I don't see how that stops them from accidentally killing people. It should just, as they said, it's just shifting the blame, as Cap said. It shifts the blame from the Avengers. And I probably won't even do that. It'll just be now it's the government's fault too. The government, so what did the government gonna say? All right, you guys can go, but let's try extra hard not to kill people. Okay, guys? Can we do that? Like, I don't,
Yeah, that is kind of hard when you have Iron Man
like
and
you think,
Hulk on your team,
yes,
especially Thor.
people have died, and even the lady she said to Tony, which was supposed to be his big defining moment of him switching sides, who's going to avenge my son? They already avenged your son. They took down Hydra. They took down Ultron. Like, yeah,
Mm.
so, like your son is dead. I'm sorry, but think how many more people would have died if the Avengers didn't step in, or if
Yeah,
like
but
the
if you,
United Nations said no.
but yeah, I guess. But if you think about it, the way it all played out, I think it worked for the story that they was trying to make.
I
Yeah,
feel like she's trying to say that they kind of done it cleaner because Tony states that they're the ones that dropped the building on him, not Ultron.
yeah,
But it
it's easier
was
for her to say
100%.
it because she's
It
not the one
was
that
like
has to go in
90%
battle.
Ultron's fight.
You guys could
Yeah,
have done
she's
better.
Fault. Yeah, but it
exactly
still
like
places
she's
guilt upon him. So it
Yeah,
doesn't
and
matter
and
it's
if
you
he's
unfair to
and
place
literally.
guilt
and if you
upon
think
him.
and that's what I was trying to wait for the heroarc is that Tony has been dealing with guilt for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's
I
kind
think
of
this is where like his
manipulative upon
guiltiness
her.
actually really starts.
I think it's manipulative of her to play on that guilt. It's like my one
Hey,
son died
But I
versus,
think
the
hey, that's
entire
Mariah
city.
Stokes for you.
that's another point. You know, it's not making the movie bad by doing that.
I think it is.
It shows a woman that's hurt, and she
About
wants
her
to
son.
shift the
Yeah.
blame to someone. She wants to shift the blame because she's hurting. That's a
Exactly.
plot point.
And
That's a character arc. That's a good thing to have.
I'm sorry to say this, but Davis, you are honestly correct because
No, I don't
when
agree with
stuff
that.
happens. But I mean, if you think about it, when stuff happens, who do we blame? We blame someone that we think is responsible. Exactly. If we have not done this thing, we're gonna blame the obvious person, the Avengers. If they dropped a building on someone, if my son died and somewhere where the Avengers were at, I was either gonna blame the Avengers or the villain. The villain is dead, so I'm gonna blame the Avengers.
That's not what I'm
I
trying
have
to
to
say,
put the
Stan.
blame on someone.
I'm trying to say the motivation for these Sokovia Accords is flawed in of itself. Because it doesn't make sense. Because no matter what they do, the Avengers aren't going to be able to save anyone. And I think like comic book movies at this time, they really started caring about the destruction. The superheroes are doing too much.
I mean,
You got
it
Man
was
of Steel to thank
it
for
was
that.
it was pretty much the Avengers' fault that Ultron even happened in the first place. So I think that's irrelevant to the point.
Yeah, but I hate the fact
What?
that they
No,
put all the
how is that
blame on
that
Tony
doesn't?
for Ultron.
I don't
Bruce
think
Banner was.
Tony would have been that quick. I just think they needed a way for Tony to be on the other side.
I think Tony, but I mean, Tony was already probably feeling guilty about the Ultron situation.
Probably.
He wasn't the only one that made Ultron, though.
Like my
Like, they
problem
always put the
isn't the
blame on
woman who
Tony,
told him
but
that her son is dead. It's the people
Mariah
trying to
Stokes.
impose this Sokovia Accord on the people who have saved them numerous and countless times.
I feel like people think Hulk is like Bruce Banner is insane, so that's why they don't put the blame on him. But Tony, he's perfectly sane. He knows what he's doing. Except he puts his ego in front of everything.
Tony has PTSD. He has a
Yes.
mental illness right now. He's had that mental illness since 2012, since the first Avengers.
Mhm.
So ever since then, he's been trying to keep the world safe, and he just thought in his mind that he was doing the right thing.
Yeah, but this whole I think they could have found a better premise for the Civil War starting than the Sokovia Accords. Because the Sokovia Accords are like really stupid. Because think Tony, even who was representing the Sokovia Accords, brought a 15-year-old boy to fight in a freaking battle in Germany.
Yeah, and didn't he go straight into battle in
Mhm.
Infinity War without the UN?
Yeah. Like I'm saying,
Mhm.
the Sokovia
Yeah.
Accords doesn't make sense because they want to
Because
hold
they
the
don't matter
Avengers.
anymore.
They want
Yeah,
to
'cause they
hold
don't
the
matter.
Avengers to this pit
What-
where it says, you guys kill anybody and you guys can't save 100%, then you guys are bad people. And think
Yeah.
Hey, but it was only one incident of why the Accords are created, and it was the Avengers' fault. Completely their fault.
The Lagos thing.
No, there were
That
multiple.
was the incident.
No,
Yeah, but
there
the
were
Lagos thing
multiple.
is the one that pushed them into action for the Sokovia Accords.
Nah, I don't think so.
I believe that the Lagos
Because
thing, that was the nail
Because
on
if
the
if it
head.
was the Lagos thing, then that's all they would have brought up. But no, Ross said New York, Washington, Lagos, and Sokovia.
Bro, they probably already had all this stuff listed. They was using
Mhm.
this as a silver bullet. They had
Exactly.
to get them.
Think
But-
the only one that are like the Avengers' fault out of that, like 100% the Avengers' fault is the Sokovia one because Tony created Ultron. Even Lagos, that's not Wanda's fault because she was trying to save people.
Hey, I do agree with just the regular Avengers, but Age of Ultron definitely was their fault. So I understand why that would be a point for them.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, I mean, Tony. It wasn't just Tony that made Ultron.
Yeah,
it was Tony,
Yeah.
Jarvis, Bruce Banner.
Well-
Thor gave the
well,
okay.
but who
Cap was the
created
leader.
Jarvis?
He gave the okay.
Well, no,
So-
because Thor didn't say okay to Ultron. He said okay to Vision.
No, Thor said okay for Tony to check out the scepter.
Yeah, he didn't know he was
Bruce
gonna build
Banner-
a super bot.
But Bruce was the one that was there too. So it wasn't just Tony.
Yeah, but Tony manipulated Bruce.
Yeah, that's why I
And-
said the Avengers.
It was solely Tony and Bruce's fault there. If you want to rope in Bruce, because
Yeah,
Tony
'cause
didn't
it was
tell the other
Bruce's fault
team.
also.
They didn't want to tell the team that they were making the super bot.
And look,
And-
it's kind of using the the statement that if one of you does wrong, all of you do wrong.
Yeah. Well, nah.
I don't.
I
But
don't
still,
know.
even though they created Ultron, but they saved the world from ending. But they want to get mad at them because they accidentally dropped a city on some
And
people,
look,
killed
it
them.
doesn't really matter. They
Bro,
saved the world.
What?
They end the world.
You mean
If
it
you
doesn't
save
matter?
the-
Like that's
if
the
you save
entire
world,
story
then
of the
you
movie.
almost end the world.
Like
It kind
I
of
stand by
counteracts if
that.
you did.
The world has no right to get mad at the Avengers because a few people die. Because I think
Hey, man, listen, bro.
how much more
Whoa,
people would have
I
died?
don't think I'd say that.
Yeah,
You
hey,
can
bro.
definitely get mad at the Avengers if they let some people die.
People, yeah, obviously people can get mad, but think how much worse they would be off without the Avengers.
Bro, are we having like a
Doesn't matter,
full-blown
though.
argument, or is this still like a discussion about the
No,
movie?
it's
This is
it's a
story.
discussion.
Because-
Like I can agree to disagree. I can agree to disagree.
Because I'm just telling Iron Man all day. We needed regulations. I know it didn't work out in the future. But
Yeah, they need regulation, but I don't think they did it well in this movie. Like I just think they wanted an excuse to get Iron Man and Cap fighting, and I think they could have set it up leagues better.
And that's one of my criticisms with the movie. Also, like
Yeah,
it's
like you
about a
said, they
convenience.
sacrifice
take
story for action.
Exactly. They take a lot of rocky roads just to get to that final battle scene with Iron Man and Captain
Like
America.
since we're here, we might as well talk
What?
about story because it's pretty much what we've been talking about. So much story, like things like instead of making sense, they're just thinking like, don't think about it. Here's an action scene.
Like why not, like, we have like 3 plot points, right? We have the Sokovia Accords, we have the Bucky thing,
Bucky and Cap.
we have the Winter
and then you have the Zemo.
we have
and
the Winter Soldier things, the Zemo thing, and the Tony's parents. That's 5
The
plot
Tony's
points.
parents thing. That's kind of part of Zemo's thing, though.
Yeah, but
That's
I
like a
count that as
subplot.
separate though.
It's
Yeah,
like a subplot.
so still kind of 5 though, right?
Well, no, it's like 3 with multiple subplots. Like there's 3 like main things, I think. Like you have the
Well, they
Sokovia
joke-
Accords, you have Cap and Bucky, and then you have Zemo trying to tear the Avengers apart.
Well, I mean, the story juggles them well
Yeah.
enough but I just feel like if they would have just took out some stuff, like the Winter
Yeah.
Soldier stuff, we didn't need to have that in there. Like the Winter,
Yeah,
like the fake Winter Soldiers.
I do agree with that.
But nah, those are
yeah,
there.
we
I
didn't
know
have-
why
I mean,
those are
it was
there.
kind of
It makes
was
sense
like
for
a
them to be there.
negative plot point.
That's
Yeah,
a red
like,
herring
it
for the
really
audience.
didn't matter.
Stern.
It didn't even matter towards the end.
Yeah, that's the point. It was a red herring. It was supposed to not matter because it was the whole movie. They've been leading to this thing where, they're gonna fight 6 Winter Soldiers. It's gonna be, the Avengers formula where the heroes fight the big baddie at the end. But no, it's all part of Zemo's plan to lure them in and break the Avengers down even more.
And well,
And that's why I
yeah,
think
well,
it's
that
beautifully
was-
executed. Like
it
yeah,
was
people.
well, the pl-
But the thing is, I think they
plan
did too good of
itself
a
was-
job. They did too
Yeah.
good of a job of, misdirecting. Because
Yeah,
if
like-
you just watching this movie for the first time, you don't know that the Winter Soldier killed well, you're not really gonna think about it.
Tony's parents. Yeah, I mean, when I first saw the movie, I didn't even know the Winter Soldier plot line existed. Like, I knew we had some other Winter Soldiers. I didn't know he killed those Winter Soldiers. I just thought those Winter Soldiers were still in ice.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I saw. I didn't see the bullet holes or the blood. But and especially when I'm rewatching it on the DVD, you can't really see it because it's like, it's not HD. It's not as
Yeah.
HD. But watching it now and everything with the Winter Soldier's plot line, I just feel like it just slows the movie a little bit down.
But I think it's good. I think it makes Zemo like a clever villain because he fools Captain America. He fools Bucky into thinking that that he's gonna release the super soldiers, and then no, that's not really once he arts because he says he doesn't want to kill the Avengers. People stronger than him have tried. He wants to break them apart from the inside. That's why Zemo is one of my favorite villains, in my opinion. Like I know
Yeah,
you think
Zemo.
it's not really that much of a red herring, but I think it seems that way because they did so much of they put so much emphasis on trying to make these Winter Soldier guys seem as the bad guy.
I guess.
Maybe.
I'm just not a big fan of the Winter Soldier plotline. Not crazy for it. I know it's a red herring. I know it's supposed to misdirect you, mislead you to thinking that they're gonna fight all of these Winter Soldiers. But I just feel like if you take that out of the movie, it's not gonna change anything.
Well, I think if you take
they're
take that out of the movie, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I don't think Cap and Bucky would have a reason to go to Siberia. So maybe they threw
Yeah,
it in
you're
there.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Maybe they threw it in there just to get an action scene, but I don't see it that way.
Or I feel like it was just used, like Johnny said, it's a red herring. So Zemo just used that to trick them and to think they were going to fight something, but it was really an internal fight all along.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was part of Zemo's plan to get Iron Man in there, but I do
Yeah,
want to
but I
talk
mean,
about Zemo real quick. No,
yeah,
just take.
I mean, the thing about Zemo, bro, hold up. Like, he
Does he
just
really
broke up the
have an
entire
arc?
Avengers. He does have an arc. He broke up the Avengers without throwing a single
Dude,
punch,
he was just
without
one
even
man. He
touching them.
said, he is. What did he say? He has patience and skill. No, patience and experience. And he said, if
Like,
you have that, a man can do anything. And think, how many people have tried to destroy the Avengers?
oh, bro, if you think about it, Zemo's plan is actually very intellectual.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh
Zemo
my
is
God.
very intelligent. Like you can even see him like in his hotel room taking the time to learn the Russian words.
Oh my God, dude.
I think all of it stems
But
like as a result of the Avengers in Sokovia.
I know, right? And then he also bombed the UN and made it seem like the Winter Soldier did it. So
Mhm.
then we can have that conflict between Tony and Bucky and Steve, because we already had
Or
the
yeah,
Lagos
even
and the
like
Sokovia Accords thing, even with this UN thing, and then that being Captain America's
like
friend.
think
That's even worse.
that bombing like pins the thing between Cap and Tony because Cap is gonna want to defend Bucky, but Tony
Mhm.
is gonna want to take Bucky in. But then that derails into Tony versus Bucky with the revelation that Bucky was the one that killed Tony's parents. It was me, Tony. I killed your
Revelation.
parents.
It was me, Tony. I was your sister.
But I think that's why Zemo is one of my favorite villains because I think he is really a sympathetic villain.
Yeah,
You know,
you can get. I mean, you know,
what?
I wouldn't go as far as to break the Avengers up now. Like I wouldn't try
Yeah,
that. But hey, this is a guy that set a goal in his head and did
exactly.
that goal.
He didn't rush.
And he didn't die in
waited.
the end.
Dude, yeah, he
Oh,
waited. He sat. This all because he lost everything in Sokovia. And then think if Black Widow would have never dumped those files online at the end of Winter Soldier, like Civil War would have never happened. So that's what I'm saying.
right.
That's what I
blame Black
said.
So
Widow.
Captain America's like that's because all of his movies have something to do with each other. Like I just want to throw that in
Black
here on the
Widow.
villains.
yeah, but
Zemo's-
I just think Iron Man's is more inconsistent because of the fact that it's just his story. It
Mm,
juggles his life, his
yeah.
story.
We'll talk about that later. I don't.
I feel like
really believe
Hey,
consistency
that.
hey,
can be put in two ways.
hey,
I mean,
well, hey,
it can be repetitive consistent, or it can be consistent in being different.
I mean, if you think about it, this is Captain America's last movie in his trilogy. We finished Captain America's trilogy. We
Mhm.
finished Iron Man's trilogy.
But I feel like
Time to compare the two.
nah, whatever.
Yeah,
I think
no, we don't gotta do
I
that
think
right now.
Zemo. I don't know if I want to say he's one of my favorites, but I think I think he's one of the people who's done the most to the heroes. Like if you think about it, Zemo won.
Yeah,
Zemo succeeded.
and a lot of people. I remember after Infinity War, a lot of people were talking about, yo, this is the first MCU movie that the villain won.
Yeah.
Said, have y'all seen Civil War? You have to see Civil War to understand
And
this.
think if
movie.
you think about it, Ultron kind of won too, because Ultron wanted to split apart the Avengers. But because of Ultron, failing at Sokovia, Zemo was able to destroy the Avengers. And, some people might
And
say
that left,
they weren't
and
destroyed
then
for
due to
long. Kinda.
so due to the destruction of Sokovia, with Ultron, that left the room open for
Dude, you gotta
Zemo
go
to come
further
in.
even back. Due to what happened in Avengers with the aliens, that gave Tony the PTSD to protect the Earth, which led to him creating Ultron.
And that led to Captain America actually joining the government, so then he could help more.
Bro, brain's getting big today.
Exactly. And then we move into Iron Man 3, where we find out that dang it. Well, no,
Yeah,
Iron Man 3 doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
Iron Man 3
3 is
doesn't
kind of
matter.
weird.
Actually, it's the Avengers 2 and Captain America 2, where we
Mhm.
find out that the government can't be trusted, and that's how we're moving into hero arcs now. And that's
Yeah.
how Captain America, is the way he is in this movie, and that's why Iron Man is the way he is in
Yeah,
this movie due
that's
to
what I wanted to
Avengers
talk
2.
about for kind of. There's a lot of heroes, so we'll just focus on a few. But Captain
Yeah.
America, like his arc, like thing, his first movie was him trusting the government, him
Yep.
fighting for his American ideals. Winter Soldier, his second movie, him learning maybe the
Best.
governments nowadays can't always be trusted, and he has to go on his alone. Then in his third movie, he has to learn that sometimes the best people to trust are just his friends. And, he has to
Mhm.
fight for his own beliefs.
And then, just like he said in the movie, the government is run by agendas, and agendas change.
Exactly.
And it's so true in real world situations. Agendas can change.
They do change.
Civil War speak straight facts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they did if they did all agree to the Sokovia Accords, they would just turn into another government American-run like kill squad or like SEAL team. They would use them for their own agenda, and that's why I really don't agree with the Sokovian Accords, because how the government's gonna act when they get all these superpowered individuals under their controls.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't work out in the end. In the future, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But we just did Captain America, right? So we should move into Iron Man.
Tony. Yeah, I was hoping you can explain this, because I
Oh,
think your
yeah,
team,
with
your
Iron
team
Man.
Iron Man, your team Iron Man.
Yeah, all day, baby. I just feel like with Iron Man's sake, he's guilty. Like I've been saying throughout this entire podcast, and even with the movie, Tony is guilty of what happened in Avengers Age of Ultron. And you mix that guilt with his PTSD from the Avengers and from Iron Man 3, what he wants to do is protect the world. And he
I feel
sees
like
these
he
Sokovia.
made Ultron in that guilt.
He didn't make Ultron into guilt. He made Ultron out of fear.
Yeah,
That's what Age of Ultron. That's what Age of Ultron was about. It was about your fear. That's why Scarlet Witch.
He let his fear control him.
Exactly. That's why Scarlet Witch, controlled them and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why he didn't. That's why she didn't kill him, because she probably could have easily killed him. All right, but what were you saying?
But Tony built Ultron out of fear, and due to him building that character out of fear, he killed thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't. Not just him, but like he was a main factor in that.
It was
the
pretty.
big
If you
person
simplify
behind
it,
that.
it was his fault. If you simplify
And then at the end of the day, he still went back and tried again. And what if he created a second Ultron?
Exactly. I think Tony has a very flawed idea of saving the world.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care about like freedom. He doesn't care about people's rights as long as they're safe.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't think Civil War does a good idea. No, I would be. It's not the fact that Tony's against Cap. That's not my problem. It's just that I think the reason for it is very sloppy.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I got his motivation more than you did, though.
Because I don't think the Avengers do so much good, but the government is mad at them because they literally can't save 100%. And the Sokovian Accords aren't gonna save that. Like Cap put it, what if the government they need to go somewhere, but the government says no? Those people are gonna die because the government said no. But people are still gonna blame the Avengers because the Avengers could have done. And if
they wrote themselves in a conundrum there.
Acting like a character actually in the movies right now.
Yeah, because the characters aren't making sense in the movie, so it's up to us to make sense of it. And think so. If the United Nations sends the the American government, they want to send the Avengers to like Iraq or something for like a war. Like that's just gonna cause a bunch of uproar because the government is in charge of 6 super powered individuals. And then think, if something like Ultron were to happen again in another country, those people are still gonna die, no matter what.
Or just like how Hydra overran Shield,
exactly.
Hydra could seep his way into the government.
Or not even Hydra,
itself,
just
the United
corruption.
Nations.
Just corruption.
Exactly. Just regular it's just regular people. It doesn't have to be Hydra. Just regular people with bad agendas that can just turn the government on its head and make the Avengers do something that they don't want to do.
I feel like they just could have done way better with the motivation for like all of these heroes to choose their own sides. Because let's do like a brief rundown before we move into third act. So you have Team Iron Man. You have Tony because he all of a sudden feels guilty for
PTSD.
One person that died.
Yep, guilt, PTSD, and also he's not guilty just for one person that died.
I'm simplifying it.
Yeah, Mariah Stokes put the nail on the coffin.
Yeah.
Davis, you can actually say that these are actually connected to Netflix shows now. Don't say it.
What?
Mariah
Okay.
Stokes, because this,
Whatever.
yeah, the
Just
chick that played the lady was Mariah Stokes in Luke Cage. But keep on going. My bad. Sorry.
Then who else? Who else is on Team Iron Man? You have Rhodey. I'm pretty sure Rhodey's only there because he's Iron Man's friend.
Yeah.
And then you have
Yeah,
Black
he's
Widow.
cock
And
rider. you know what
Black
I'm
Widow,
saying?
she's kind of on both sides, so
She's
she
neutral.
doesn't count.
She's
Yeah,
neutral.
she's neutral. Spider-Man, he's there. He's in it for the money.
Yep, of course.
Who else? Vision. I think it's because
Vision
he
is
sees
just
Tony's like
following
his
orders.
master. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tony's master.
Vision
And
is
then
just
is that
following
Team Iron
orders.
Man?
Plus Vision, he was
and
speaking
Black
facts
Panther.
too.
Black Panther, he's just on. He just wants to get to Bucky.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. So
Yeah.
everybody's on the team for themselves.
Pretty
With Cap,
much.
they're literally on the team for Cap.
Yeah,
except for
I
Ant-Man,
think so.
probably.
Cap, Hawkeye,
Cap's-
I think he's there because
Cap's
he has a
only on the
closer
team
bond
for-
with Cap than. No, he sees the good in that they have to stop the Winter Soldiers. And then
Yeah.
Wanda, I think Wanda's there because of Clint. Wanda's there because of peer pressure, pretty much.
Yeah, they peer pressured her.
Ant-Man, I don't really know. I think
He's
Ant-Man.
just
he
stoked
got
to be.
kidnapped.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
there.
that's what I was saying. He got drugged.
Falcon's there because they've been chasing down Bucky, so I guess but I feel like he's still there because Cap's his friend, but less
Yeah.
so than and then Bucky. Well, Bucky's there because Bucky's there because I guess he really didn't do it.
Yeah,
But
he
he's-
wants to prove he want to prove himself. He's like, I
Yeah.
didn't do it. And plus he's trying to get away, and the only way that he can get away is for Cap. So
Yeah,
he's doing it for himself also.
pretty much. So
Jesus
really
Christ.
these teams it's really the Civil War Civil War really doesn't even have to do with anything with the Sokovian Accords.
No.
Because I
It's
feel like
just
those
them trying to get the Bucky.
Sokovian Accords are really. Why do I keep calling Sokovian Accords? Sokovia Accord is really just underdeveloped and sloppy.
Yeah. They wrote themselves in a conundrum when they did
Yeah,
that.
I feel like
They
the
just
Civil
wanted
War
to have
comic,
something.
The comic does
they-
a way better job of setting up Civil
Yeah,
War.
because they had more heroes then.
Mm-hmm. But even
And I feel
then,
like with this movie, they didn't really have that many heroes because most of our big two people are in space right now. Hulk
Yeah.
and Thor, they're in space right now. They could have
because if Hulk and Thor were there, it would have been an Avengers movie then.
Exactly,
I
and
do think
then,
it's a good movie,
Hulk
but I
and Thor
feel
would've
like as we've said before, it sacrifices story for action.
for a good action scene, exactly. And
Yeah.
I said that. I was like, yeah, sacrifice the story, but for a good action scene.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I mean, yeah. Wait, just one more thing.
Hmm.
Who do you guys think is right in the Civil War thing?
I think
Ooh.
I think Cap is right, but I'm not being biased because I think of the fact that Bucky really didn't do it.
Mm.
But it's kind of hard to defend this right from because the Sokovia Accords, they're really just not really in it. The only person who's really supporting the Sokovia Accords is Tony.
Tony. He's
Black
the only
Widow-
one that's supporting.
Black
And
Widow
didn't he
only
break
wants
the
to do it.
Sokovia Accords?
Yeah, he broke it by bringing Spider-Man.
And he went into battle in Infinity War, and
I
he
think
helped
after
out
that, in
that
Homecoming,
fairy in
He
Homecoming.
gave Spider-Man
exactly.
his own suit and said, "All right, be a neighborhood Spider-Man." See, the Sokovia Accords, they're so flimsy. And now that's one of the things I've always disliked about this movie. They could have done way better with integrating the reason for the Civil War.
Well, I mean, if you guys ever need help deciding who's right in the Civil War, just remember, Iron Man's team, Rhodey has no legs, Black Widow is dead, Tony Stark is dead, Black Panther his men got lost in battle after Endgame,
Yeah.
and Spider-Man probably has PTSD, and Vision is
Yeah,
dead.
Spider-Man has PTSD. No, Spider-Man has to fill the shoes of Tony now.
Exactly.
I
But
think.
with Captain America's team,
Everyone's
Hawkeye's
alive
retired.
pretty much on his team.
Exactly. Hawkeye is retired happily.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda is still alive, but she doesn't have her sex
she's
toy
kind of
anymore.
angry. She's
Exactly.
probably gonna destroy things in her show.
Yeah, House of M.
Falcon is the new Captain America.
Exactly.
Bucky
Bucky gets
is
away with past crimes.
Bucky gets pardoned pretty much. He gets his name cleared.
Captain America lives the dream life.
Yeah,
and
Ant-Man just goes off and does his own thing.
Exactly, hanging out, with his sexy girlfriend and his
Mhm.
daughter, who may or may not,
Yeah,
Never
so I'm
mind.
pretty sure it's
And-
whoa. All right, just moving on. Moving on. What's the next? The third act. I think this is hard discerning where the third act starts because I know Sterling
It's
usually
not the
associates
airport
it
battle.
with the third act with the final battle. I think the third act begins at the end of the airport battle.
Yeah, at the end, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
You're perfectly right on that one.
Because dang, at the end of the airport battle, isn't there still almost like an hour left? No, it's like 40,
It's like a
30
good
minutes.
30. It's like a good 40 minutes. It's a good 40 minutes left.
I think this third act, like the third act in total, it's good, but it's definitely not up there. I think the final battle makes it really good.
Final battle. Yeah, final battle. And every time we do the third act, I always think of the final battle. That's where my mind goes to. I never think about like, the scene is leading up to the third act or the final battle. You know what I mean? But I just feel like with this final battle, it's top 3.
I think it's good, yeah, because it makes sense. It makes sense in story, but also it's also like a very emotional scene.
It has so much emotion and so much development for these characters,
and it
it's
honestly
very
should have
heartbreaking
warranted the
to
actors
see them.
Oscars.
Yeah, they needed it. They deserve an Oscar.
Yeah,
Instead, we got Black Panther getting Best Picture.
Yeah, Black Panther. But
the CGI wasn't even good.
I think
trash.
The emotion really does make this together, and it's not one of the moments where story is sacrificed to action. Like the story, like even with the Winter Soldier plotline, I know how you guys feel about the red herring and stuff, but it all leads up to that revelation of when Tony figures out that Bucky, the guy who's standing right next to him, killed his parents and caused them so much pain.
Hold on, bro. All Bucky had to do was say, "My bad, Tony."
Do you really think that would have stopped him?
Dude, bro. All he had to say was, "I'm sorry, Tony. I didn't know. It wasn't me."
I don't think that would have. No, because Cap told him. Cap literally told Iron Man. Cap literally told Iron Man that it wasn't him, and he said, "I don't care. He killed my mom." Tony wasn't in the right mindset right there.
Okay, first off,
his dad.
He don't care about his dad.
Yeah, he said his dad was literally like beat him. His dad beat him.
He used to beat him?
Yeah, I remember in one of the Iron Man moments he said, or was it Iron Man movie? I don't know.
He said
his dad neglected him.
Yeah, his dad neglected him. He never beat him.
Yeah,
because
it was Howard. It was Howard in Endgame that said there was no problem my father couldn't solve with a belt.
What?
Yeah, you don't remember that in Endgame? In Endgame, Howard said,
I don't like Endgame.
There was no problem that his father couldn't solve with a belt.
No, I don't like Endgame, man.
Well, there's nothing wrong with not liking Endgame as long as you're not high top films.
Yeah, I didn't love Endgame.
Yeah, but I don't think there's a lot of stuff to talk about the third act. So should we just get into our best moments?
Wait.
Before, okay, you got something? You got something you want to say?
Final battle. Wait. Yeah, but let Davis talk about the final battle.
I already talked about. All right, the final battle. It had so much emotion.
Yeah, that's enough out of you.
All right, yeah. So, Stern, what's one of your best moments? One of my best moments is I think this is everyone.
My best moments is
What was your best moment?
My best moment was, of course, the final battle. It was. I just love, and I believe at one point I had a wallpaper.
Keep going. Very insightful.
Of Tony and Captain America's shield clashing.
Cool.
Pretty sure I had a wallpaper of that, but I've always loved that scene, and I'll always will.
Yeah.
Listen, all right. I think one of my favorite moments is obviously when Cap is pulling the helicopter and stopping it from taking off.
Oh, so sexy. Yeah, that scene. Yeah, I like that scene too.
And also when they're being pursued, when they're first being pursued by the German forces and Black Panther.
Oh, that scene is so good. Dang it. So that's all you guys' best moments?
No, I'm waiting for you.
Oh, so nobody referenced the airport sequence?
Well, I was
just a comic book. Just a comic book come to life.
I do have problems with the airport battle. I think it's like there's not a lot of stakes.
It's too empty.
Yeah, but
there's no stakes.
Yeah, I don't think it's empty because I am happy with the amount of characters that are there. I feel like if it was there, it would have been just like an Infinity Wars or Endgame style third act. But I feel like there's really not a lot of stakes. If I have to talk about.
I mean the airport is empty because they evacuated. I felt like this could have been something else. Like the Avengers are literally fighting in a airport filled with people.
Nah, because you go against like the entire Sokovia
that would have been cool.
That would have created another plot point if they did that. Oh,
but
you
it
guys
still
are
would
fighting when there's a whole bunch of people around. You're endangering the safety of the people. You're fired.
But Captain America and his
agree
team
with that
doesn't
point.
care what they're trying to get to. They're trying to get to the Winter Soldiers because
Yeah.
even more people are gonna die.
Yeah, but so
Yeah,
I
but
just feel like there's not a
I'll
lot of
agree with
stakes
that.
because even like Black Widow, she switches sides to stop Black Panther. Her and Hawkeye are still friends. Peter Parker, he
Yeah,
really has no
they
reason to be
they
there.
literally cracked a joke in the middle of a very emotional scene. Like all these heroes are fighting each other, and then we just cut to Hawkeye and Black Widow. We're still friends, right? Like the
Yeah,
joke is funny. I'm like,
it's
come
funny,
on
but
now. You just
yeah,
had a very emotional scene with
like give
Iron
us
Man
a
and
little
Captain
bit more
America punching
stakes.
each other.
Give us a little bit more stakes. But do you have
But
do you have
it
any
is
other
kind
best
of
moments?
weird how.
No, no,
Huh?
finish.
Oh, it is kind of weird how all the Avengers are very eager to hit each other.
Hmm.
Like they were hitting each other very hard. Like I'm like, dude,
Cap could have killed
you
Spider-Man.
guys. Exactly. Iron Man could have killed Cap and Bucky if he was
Hmm.
really, if he wanted to.
Yeah, but that's like
Like,
another thing with like the power scaling.
yeah, like when he blasted Falcon, all
Probably
that did
should
was
have
just
killed
give
him.
Falcon a black eye. Like,
Yeah.
how does that work? He blasted him in the stomach, and how did he get a black eye?
Because
I
I
don't get
think
it,
this
but
was when like they didn't want to go full serious, like Infinity War style.
yeah, like they didn't they was trying to hold off on the stakes for a little bit because they didn't
Yeah.
want to kill anybody because they wanted everybody to be Infinity War. And I
Hmm.
feel like,
And I feel
dude,
like
you
they
just
weren't.
sacrificed a great
They
moment.
still really weren't sure if they wanted to take the serious route. Like this was kind of
Exactly,
like a
like
coin
they.
flip.
Well, I mean, even in Age of Ultron, after Age of Ultron, I was in 5th grade, and that it was like one night after school, and they revealed that they were going to do Avengers 3, which is going to be part 1 and part 2, Avengers Infinity
Hmm.
War part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
And in 2015, they confirmed that, and I was so excited around that time, and I knew that there's going to be a lot of characters in this, but
Mhm.
you know.
So is that your best moment? Like the airport scene?
Oh yeah. The airport sequence, the Germany sequence, the Bucharest, yeah,
Bucharest.
the Bucharest sequence,
Hmm.
and the final battle between Tony and and
I still think the
Cap.
opening's pretty good with the Lagos. I think that's really. I
Sorry.
just like how it's shot. I like how
Yeah,
it's shot.
it's shot like a real action movie.
I like
feel
this
like
whole
they put
movie
most of
how
their
it's shot.
budget. I think they put most of their budget into that one action
Yeah, but
sequence.
one
That
thing I
one
wanted to
and the
ask you before we go into soundtrack because during the beginning of the movie you said you wouldn't really rate this soundtrack that high.
oh no, I don't. I wouldn't.
Okay, can you elaborate on that? I know it's kind of hard to elaborate on soundtrack,
Oh.
but
No, it's fine. It's fine. I got you. I was already thinking about saying stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, so this one,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think out of all 23,
Hmm.
this one is at number 19.
Well, there's definitely more than
And
23 soundtracks, right?
no,
Is that like your
but the
simplified
main.
number?
I'm talking
pretty
about the
much?
main. No, the main soundtracks.
Hmm.
There's
I
there's
swear there's
different
more.
type of themes for each,
I guess I'm thinking of
sequence.
like variations and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm talking about dun 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 boom,
Yeah.
dun. Yeah, that one.
I like
yeah,
this one.
it's forgettable for me.
What?
Because it's so similar. It's so similar to Winter Soldier, and I just keep on thinking about the Winter Soldier theme.
But I think I think they did that on purpose. I think they did that on purpose to further strengthen that connection of his 3 movies. But I think Civil War is one of the most memorable ones. Like I always remember that in credit scene when it shows the title, it's like da-na-na, or the Ant-Man scene.
Honestly, soundtracks aren't really the biggest point for me. I love myself some Avengers, Avengers theme.
Yeah,
but,
you were singing it throughout the entire movie.
but it doesn't really. It's not that big of a point for me. I don't want to say it's forgettable, but honestly, I could care less.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like the theme is okay, but just the main theme
It's only
itself.
good in the moment. I'm not finna play that in the background. Or
Yeah,
anything.
I'm definitely not gonna play. I play the trailer
playing
music.
that. I like them.
I'm gonna play the trailer music.
Civil War is one of my favorite themes.
But
Like, where would you if you can remember? Because I know you did a ranking on the themes. Like, where would you put this one? Like, if you can remember.
Who?
You? Because didn't you already
Me?
rank these themes?
Yeah, I put it at number 19.
19. Dang, that's kind of sad.
Above Iron Man 3. Yeah,
What's
above
the
Iron
under?
Man 3. I want to say it, but I don't want to say it at the same time, though. I guess we're just gonna have to wait.
Okay.
It's cool. It's under Guardians too.
Oh, and I could see that.
Guardians 2 is 18 for me.
I could see Civil War under it,
Yeah,
but
that's
Guardians
messed
at
up.
18, yeah, that's kind of messed up. I don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
Guardians 2 is at 18.
All right, but I think this movie,
I'm just
honestly,
letting you know, at the regular podcast, we don't condone this this patriarchy.
we.
We.
We. All right, but I think this is like
We.
one of the only solo movies that really can set up the MCU on the same level as an Avengers movie.
Yeah,
that's
because it's
pretty much
Avengers
what this-
2.5.
Yeah, this is like a solo Captain America, but it's also an Avengers movie. And think like
That's what
as
makes
you
it great, though.
Like this, I like because like you said, like this movie is like where they start getting serious. Like Ant-Man was where we got our laughs out. We're starting to get funny. But then
Yeah,
Civil
but, you
War,
know,
like,
Naughty.
like people,
Yeah,
like,
The Avengers are broken up. Like, yeah. Like,
yeah.
You walk out
Thanos
of
is
Ant-Man. Yo, that movie was fun. You walk out of Civil War. Jesus
Dang.
Christ, dude. How are they going to defeat Thanos, man?
Yeah.
What is going to
And I
happen?
can see that's why you think Phase 3 starts here. No, and I can
Yeah.
respect that because this is where they start getting serious.
That's where and this is where the destruction. Well, no, Phase 2 is the destruction of the Avengers. I think. No, it's not. Yeah, Phase 3 is the destruction of the Avengers. Phase 2 is the fear and how they react to that fear of new coming threats. So yeah, sorry.
Okay, I can respect that, but I disagree. But I think this movie, like, it sets up so much. Like, this is literally setting the stage along with Ultron of Infinity War. Like, the Avengers are broken up. Like, they're
They're
weak.
toast.
They're at their weakest point right now, or maybe
Mhm.
second weakest. Yeah, probably second weakest point. But yeah, Thanos
Well,
is just gonna come
we
off
don't
the
have
board.
that many heroes introduced at this point.
Yeah,
but-
like we're still with our OG. Like we have our OGs plus Spider-Man, Falcon,
Black
but
Panther,
think Falcon's
and the Scarlet
Spider-Man's
Witch.
not even introduced. Like he's really not even like introduced in this movie, if you get what I mean.
Bro, I'm telling you,
He's
they
forced.
should not have put him in the trailer.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I
That's
also
just
wanted to touch
forcing
on.
him.
Yeah, like with Black Panther, it made sense.
No,
that he would be
I
in the
think it's
movie.
good that they put Spider-Man in only the second trailer, like right before the movie released, because that just
Yeah,
that's
but
why I
I
think
was just
Civil War had the most one of the most successful marketing campaigns.
yeah, it did. I just feel like we knew Spider-Man
Cash
was gonna
grab.
we didn't know that Spider-Man was gonna be in Civil War. We knew that he might be in Avengers 3.
Mhm.
But we didn't we thought it was too late for Spider-Man to be in Civil War or even Avengers 2. So they was gonna put him in Avengers 3. But then they put him in Civil War, and then they also had him in the trailer. And I was like, yeah, it's cool that he's in the trailer. I was hyped about it. But then I was like, dude, what if we just saw him in the movie? Like they just cut the
Yeah,
queens.
but I feel like if they did that, a lot of people would have not been as hyped.
Yeah,
because I
because
feel
then
like
you think
Spider-Man
about it,
is
it's
one
like,
of the
how
main
did
things
Tony?
that sold
if
this
you-
movie.
And yeah, plus if you think about it, they would be like, well, how did Tony know Spider-Man is in New York? Oh, he's been
Mhm.
watching YouTube videos. That's weird.
Yeah.
But
That's a
It's
little
not
weird.
even
then
a
again-
cash
but
grab. They scammed Disney.
well, everything is a cash grab.
That's
That's
for
why they
another
release
day,
these
though.
movies.
That's for another day.
Yeah,
But
Uh,
I think what is
Endgame was definitely a cash grab.
this movie sets up
cash grab.
so much stuff. Sets up Homecoming. Sets up Doctor Strange. Why did I say Doctor Strange? It's not Doctor Strange.
It's not safe.
Black
Black
Panther.
Panther.
Only reason.
Probably
Disney
Falcon in
got
the
Avengers 3.
Falcon in the Winter Soldier with Zemo. Then you're setting up Infinity War with the Avengers being broken apart. Then also
And we
setting
also
up
set
Ant-Man
and
the
we also
Wasp.
set up Agent Carter. Not Agent Carter. Yeah, Sharon Carter
Yeah.
getting dusted in Infinity War, so she can be in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Also Ant-Man and the Wasp because Scott can't be there in Infinity
Mm-mm.
War. Like this movie sets up so much, but I feel like a lot of how come
It
people
works.
criticized Ultron for that?
Yeah,
Setting
exactly.
up for
And
it.
then this movie has so many plot points, so many problems,
So many
and
flaws.
then it also sets up so many movies.
Mm-hmm. And it's
But
not
it
even a
jumbles
Captain
them, but-
America movie.
Yeah, exactly. But it still focuses on Captain America.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
don't get me
pretty
wrong.
much an Avengers
It's still
movie.
it's still a focused Captain America story.
But it's pretty much an
But-
Avengers minus 2 of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's weird when you think about it. But yeah, this movie does
Was that how-
definitely fit into the MCU. Pretty much,
Yeah.
can't even say it fits in. It literally is like setting up the next entire phase.
Yeah, if you thought Avengers Age of Ultron set up some movies, like if you thought
Mhm.
that set up Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, and if you hate
Infinity
Ultron
War.
for setting up so much stuff, then by all means you should definitely hate this movie. But nah,
Yeah, exactly. But nobody hates this movie, just
Mhm.
like Davis. It's the best Captain America movie.
I mean,
It's not
Who was Stan Lee in
factual
this movie though?
evidence.
factual evidence. Okay.
Was Stan Lee
Bro,
in this one?
Tony Stank.
Stanley. Yeah, he
Oh,
is Tony Stank.
Tony Stank. Dang, I don't know why that one's not memorable to me.
Because it's the end.
Yeah, my dad laughed at it.
No, not even because it's the end. It's just I don't know. Maybe I don't think it was that funny,
Also, it
and I
was a
feel like
dad
kind of
joke,
Rhodey
so-
played it on
so-
Yeah.
for too much.
So you're basically just
There's nothing wrong with dad
tagging.
jokes. Sometimes dad jokes are funny, but I think
That was a
Rhodey kind of
quality 4K
Rhodey
I
kept
think-
the joke on for too long.
Yeah, because Rhodey just kept on saying it. Tony
Mhm.
Stank here for the bathroom, please. I'm like, okay,
It's like,
and
it
then
was
like
funny
if
for that
Rhodey,
one
like
time.
Rhodey just kept it at this is Tony
Mhm.
Stank. Then I felt like it would have
Only
been fine.
people
But
with legs can speak.
well, he has legs. They
Yeah, he
just
has
don't work
legs.
like they
He's just
used to
paralyzed.
before. Yeah, exactly. Like they just don't work like
All he
they
did was
used to
break
before.
his back. He didn't get his legs amputated.
He broke his back.
Yeah, he broke his spine. He broke
He
like
did?
Yeah,
Pieces in his spine.
they broke like
So they
L4.
sliced man's legs
They
off.
broke like L4 to some. He broke his disc in his spine. So yeah, he pretty much broke his back.
Then how is he standing up? Shouldn't he be?
No, because your back breaks. It's not like TV shows where you like can't sit up straight.
No,
Like, he
I
looking
mean,
like he probably,
shouldn't
like,
his,
shattered some
body
discs.
shouldn't be hanging back like.
No, he probably shattered some discs.
Yeah, he did. Like he probably shattered his disc, but I know his spine didn't break. Ain't no way.
Probably.
The spine is what holds your body up. There's no way his
I'm pretty
spine
sure he
broke.
broke his back. But dang, we're running up on a lot of time. But we still got to talk about the post-credit scene. I think what was the first one?
Black
I don't remember the
Panther.
post-credit scene
Oh
very
yeah,
well.
the first
We just
post-credit scene.
watched it.
Oh no, it really didn't set up anything because everyone probably already knew Black
I mean, they
Panther was
kinda
getting
set
his
up
own
Black
movie.
Panther, but Black Panther was so far in the future anyway, so I don't think it really mattered.
Like 2 years,
But
and
people already
Spider-Man:
really know.
Homecoming was like in a year.
I don't think they really needed to tease a Black Panther movie, and I think that Spider-Man thing is just so people know. Yeah, we're making Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, like
Cash
hey,
grab,
Spider-Man.
bro.
Hey,
I
Spider-Man
can't
will
stand
return.
Sony.
Yeah, Spider-Man will return. Like because so many people like who aren't even like big fans of Marvel is like as long as they see Spider-Man, like
Yeah, that's all they care about. Right, and that's what I really hate, man. Y'all skip over all the great movies like Iron Man or The Avengers or Winter Soldier, and you go straight to the team up movies, Infinity War and Endgame. How do you do that?
fake fans.
Like, I
there's nothing
hate
wrong
people
with
that
it.
do that.
There's
man.
nothing wrong
Like,
with it. It's just kind of sad.
It's nothing wrong with the general audience,
Did
but
you
like,
guys
come
know
on, man.
Tony Stark died in Endgame?
I hate it when people do that, man. Oh my god, why did they kill Tony Stark? I really love Tony Stark. Oh my god, stop acting like you're a fan when you're really not.
I was like,
Don't
did you love him in Iron Man 1? What's Iron Man 1?
exactly.
It's
Oh,
just-
I didn't
Iron
know
Man
he-
movie?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's how they're gonna be like, dude. It's just-
All right,
really
but
crazy.
Send me the link, bro. Send me the
now
link.
I
No.
want to talk about
Find it yourself.
our final section.
What would you change?
Yeah, what would you change? You want to go first?
What would I change? Sure, I would love to go first.
Well, good. You're not going
Um,
first. No, I'm just kidding. Go first.
I think the first thing that I would add in, actually, I'm gonna add in something. I think the
Mhm.
first thing I'm gonna add in is Sean Chandler. I think adding in Sean in here would have made the movie perfectly well. I think
User has been
pitting
disconnected
Sean-
from the channel.
I think pitting Sean against Captain America would have been a great fight. But yeah. And I think what I would
Hey, just so
change
you know,
is
I'm
that
not
I would
recording right
take...
now. I'm just kidding. But all right, be for real. Be for real.
Oh yeah.
Cut
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
Sean Chandler fandom
And,
out of here.
I would add in. What I add in? I would add in some more stakes.
Yeah.
The movie doesn't need it. Like I'm not saying that it needs it.
Yeah, it's
but
fine
I'm
what
saying
it
I
is
would
now.
add in some stakes.
All right,
And then what I would
add-
change.
You're still
and
going?
yeah.
No, not-
Yeah.
All right, go, go.
Yeah, I hate this movie. What I would change is the fact that what am I gonna change? The Winter Soldier stuff. I know it's a red herring, but I
Mhm.
would just change that. Take that out the movie, man. You got you got a perfect
What
movie
I would
right
change-
there, man.
I would change the reasoning for the Sokovia Accords. I would make it like something that makes more sense because you know how I feel. I really don't think the way that they did the Sokovia Accords in the MCU kind of worked. And
Mhm.
also, like Sterling said, I would have added more stakes. But I feel like I would have added more like actual civil warring. Because like the airport battle, like yeah, it was good and all, but it really didn't feel like this is the
Hey,
breaking up the team moment.
what if we had like individual fights in between there, but instead of like it was just like Captain America and Falcon versus Bucky, we could have, or like Black Panther versus Bucky, we could
Yeah,
have had like Black Widow versus Hawkeye before before the airport fight or something like that.
yeah,
We
like
could have had Vision and I don't know, Falcon going at her or something like that, even though Falcon would lose.
yeah, but I
Just
feel like
having
that
like
kind of
small minor fights.
coincides with the more stakes. Because it really doesn't
Yeah.
feel like, because everyone like pretty like the only people who are kind of on bad terms is Tony. Because
And
even think like at
Steve.
the end of the movie, Steve
Well,
forgave Tony.
yeah.
So Tony's really the only one holding a grudge.
But Tony's wait, no, hold on now. Tony, Tony didn't tell Ross where Steve was at. He knows where Steve is
Yeah,
at, but he didn't
I
tell
guess.
Ross. So he's
Well,
still
no,
on
did
good
he know
terms
where
with
Steve was
Steve.
at?
Yes, he knows where Steve is at.
Oh, you're talking about earlier in the movie.
No, not earlier in the movie. I'm talking about like in well, yeah, in the
Yeah, when he
Siberia
talked to
thing.
Falcon. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, with the Siberia thing, and at the end of the movie when he put Thunderbolt, when he put Ross on hold.
Yeah, but
He
even
knows
then,
where
like
Steve is
in the
at.
further movies, like Tony's still the only one holding a grudge. Like,
Yeah,
in
he's not
Endgame,
really
and
holding the grudge. He's just like,
he's still they
I
haven't
don't-
made up, but he
yeah,
he hasn't
exactly. Like,
forgiven Cap and Bucky yet, probably.
like when you're fighting with somebody, when you're arguing with somebody, that argument is dead for like a very long time. You two still haven't talked to each other, but you know that you're on good terms, but you still don't want to talk to each other. Like I understand that feeling perfectly well,
maybe.
but
I wouldn't
it's
say that.
getting a little bit too personal.
All
But
right,
like another thing that I would add though
mm-hmm.
is more scenes with them talking about the Sokovia Accords. More
Yeah,
scenes with
just
them
like more
debating.
scenes of them being like a team, like in their
Yeah,
facility.
more scenes with them debating. But
Okay.
that's just it.
All right, Davis, what did you
Davis?
change before we wrap up with the tier ranking?
I don't put some Daredevil. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I feel like we need more Spider-Man backstory because it's kind of weird. Until Tony Stark just knew. That's pretty much it.
All right, before someone gets beat up, Sterling, where would you put this on your tier ranking?
Oh, it's going straight to S. I'm sorry.
S?
It's going straight to S.
Me?
I said that way too quick, but I just think that it's just emotionally.
I can't put it on
going
S
straight to
because
S.
I do not think it's on the same level with other movies that we're talking about. So I'm putting that. I think B is too harsh. So I don't want to be
So you
too
might wanna
harsh in
go
this movie, and I'm
A.
gonna give it an A. But I don't know.
But I
if
still don't think that it's on the same levels as Iron Man and
Yeah,
Age of
I don't know.
Ultron. I think it's
Can I
higher
put it
than
on
both of
two?
those
Can I put it
movies.
on like a middle of the round, like B A?
Yeah, like if I had a choice between like A
Plus.
or S,
I put it
I
on
would
the
put it
line
between
I put it B plus, honestly.
B plus.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
I'm putting a
S.
B
I'm
plus.
going A plus.
This
well-
is an S tier movie.
I'm going S minus.
I'm
I will
putting B
watch
plus.
this again. Indefinitely.
I can't rewatch this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
It's
rewatch
so-
this movie for a long time.
First off, it's long.
Yeah,
Second off,
it's kind of dark, like
it's-
intense.
yeah, like it's very intense. Like I hate watching movies that make me cry or make me sad, except for Infinity War. Like Infinity War is great, so good. But I
But,
I just don't
Endgame's
think that
better,
this-
So it just is what it is.
we'll debate that when it comes to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
All right. Is that anything else?
Yep, that's
Wanna
it.
finish up?
I'm sitting at S. David's sitting at S. You're sitting in B plus, right?
Yep. So
Alrighty.
this has been Captain America: Civil War. Yeah. I don't really.
It's just been Avengers.
I think I'm gonna say I'm
Just say
disappointed.
Avengers 2.5.
I'm disappointed.
You were disappointed?
Yeah, I'm
You were
disappointed by what I hyped it up to be, and what
You
other
remember
people
when
hyped
I
it up.
You remember when I said I think this movie is better than Thor 3?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no,
Oh,
you
I don't
remember
know
when I
how I'm
said
feeling
Thor 3
about
is
that
better
now.
than this movie?
Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about that. I'll have to rewatch Ragnarok.
Yeah, Dude, I'm kind of saying Civil War, to be honest, man. I kind of changed my mind a little.
All right.
I
Well,
don't know if it was just like the hype around it or something. I don't
episode 14 next week. What do we have next? Doctor Strange.
know. Oh my God, I already know I'm gonna rank that one. Well, hopefully I change it, but
All right. Anything you want to plug, Sterling?
No, just Civil War is a good movie, and don't buy it on DVD. Watch it on
Yeah,
Disney
don't
Plus,
make the
because if
mistakes
you
that I
watch it on
did.
Plus, because you
if
get that full 4K.
exactly if you get it on DVD, it's likely that you're gonna put it in A- tier, like
A
pushing the
minus. That's not
B
much of a
tier.
difference. All right, well, be sure to come back next week for Doctor Strange, and we'll be uploading that on Monday.